Hi, I'm Angel from RT Course Experts, and we help creative online course teachers with their tech. In this lesson, we're learning all about project management descriptions and comments. What are they? Why use them? How to use them effectively? Then we'll go over an example, and finally, we'll summarize all our top tips. So what exactly are these task descriptions and comments? First of all, we're talking about a project management tool. It could be Asana, ClickUp, Monday, Teamwork. There's a whole bunch of them. So for each of those project management tools, what is it that you want done? Then you have this big edit box that you can put in a description. Then there are these other fields like what's the status, who's going to work on it, when is it due. There's just lots of other fields and it depends on your system. But also these project management tools have comments where you can write things, and a lot of have these comments, and often people are mixing and matching and just picking one. Maybe it's the user interface and it's the first place you see to enter a comment or enter a piece of a note, but we should really differentiate between the description of what is it that we want done. So descriptions will help explain what is it that we want done, whereas comments really help with the status. They're available for you and they serve different purposes. And if you start to mix and match them, you're going to end up with in between. You want those descriptions to be absolutely clear for the person who's assembling it, building, creating that PDF for you. Separately, you're going to have comments about the project like, hey, can you send me a draft? Great job, it looks good. So you don't want to mix those project management comments with the actual task at hand that has all the details. You want those details to be clear and concise and in one chunk, whereas the comments could be going on for days or weeks as that task is getting done. So let's go over how to properly create descriptions and then comments. So descriptions. So you have a title, it's up on top, it's like a few words, it summarizes, but that's not the description. It's not clear enough usually. And if you hand it to somebody, odds are you're going to get a different result. So we need a nice high level paragraph in the description that summarizes exactly what it is that we're going to do with a few extra words, maybe a handful of sentences, that is clear and describes exactly what you want your team to do, or even yourself, because you may forget as you're just offloading tasks off your head, writing these quick one-liners in your project management tool. A few weeks or months later, you're not going to exactly remember. Get that title. It's got to be a solid title, but then you want like a nice high-level paragraph in the description that explains what is it that you want done at a high level. Then in your description, you're going to add all the details. You're going to add numbers like 4 thumbnails, or here's the RGB code, hex value FF001C. You're going to add labels, the actual text, the titles that you want for that PDF or that web page or that course. Then in your description, if necessary, you're going to add the steps, like maybe a bulleted list, or it could be or a numbered list, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or it could be a bulleted list. Hey, don't forget, these are the things I'm thinking about that belong on this thing that you're about to build. You're going to include the content, like here's the final content. Maybe if it gets messy, you might just have a link to an external doc that has the content, because you want to use those word processing tools, different things like that have Grammarly and have spell checkers. You may not get that with the description editing. Right there in your details, you're going to link out to different things: docs, sheets, images, screenshots, procedures, or videos, or even web pages for reference. You're going to want to add an appropriate level. And in your description, you're going to want to add context. So it's not just do this, but let's do this for these people. Let's do this so that we as a team can do these other things. Explain your final benefit. A lot of people like to use the term so that. Please do this so that these people can do these certain things. So using that so that. We need this done so that these people can do these certain things, can experience these certain things, so that our students can quickly jump around from our different courses, so that our students can quickly ask a question in the community. Next, you want to be specific. You don't want to have this one task all over the place with lots of different things, right? You want to be specific. It's a certain component. And if you need to, you can break it out into subtasks with different tasks. And then ideally, one task per person. The person could be a team, it could be a vendor, but nevertheless, you don't want one task that's going to so many different people. So break out that task into, a clear deliverable. Finally, your description should wrap up with, what do you do at the end? Once that thing is built, once it's approved, is there a workflow? Do you need somebody to test it, verify it? So you need to explain what to do at the very end. Upload it to the server, go live, or wait for me to review, assign it to the owner or to the project manager. Whatever it is, but once that thing is done, you're going to want to think about, okay, what should they really do at the very end to be done? Now let's switch to comments. Usually it's a separate edit box, and it might be this field where you can add a bunch of one-liners. You can add those and they're separate from the description. So this is great for questions. Hey, what color should I use? Questions could be to the team, or most project management tools let you use an @ symbol with a name, so you can send a question or a comment directly to somebody. Now, it's really cool that the comments are right there in your project management system. For example, if you had this extra conversation in a meeting or on Discord or Teams or Slack, you might have this other information in this other place. It's way cooler to have those comments right there next to the task, so that all the pieces line up and you can see not only exactly what you're doing from the description, but all the adjustments and feedback right there all together in that task. So that's pretty awesome. If you use comments correctly and you turn on your notifications, you're going to get alerts as the task changes, as comments are added, or as questions are added to your tasks. Once you have your project management system configured correctly, you're going to start to get alerts, and that's pretty cool. And that means that your team is going to get faster answers, roadblocks are going to get removed faster, and things are going to get delivered faster. Reviews are going to happen. So you're going to get alerts, you're going to see that, you're going to pop in real quick, you're going to see, you're going to answer, you're going to unblock it. Some project management tools automatically log the changes of the state right in your notes, right in your comments. Remember, the state is like to do, pending, done, for review. So you have a state on every task. And if you don't have one in your task system, you could create another field, a custom field that has sort of the status. Instead of just on, off, done, not done, you could potentially add another field that is used to track the state as it goes from all the way to getting completed. The cool thing is that a lot of these project management tools, they let you automatically track the changes in your notes. So you see, like, hey, somebody just uploaded a wireframe. Somebody just changed this task from to do to pending. So you get to see all that later on in your notes, and you might get alerts. And if you want to connect your project management system to your chat tool, you might even see updates there in Slack as things are happening in your project management tool. Comments are also great for history and notes. What happened? There was some stuff last week or 2 weeks ago. Where did we leave off? What's going on? So you can go in a task and you can go see all the comments and notes about what happened when. You'll see, oh, okay, this person did a handoff, but it wasn't received to the next person. Or this person needed a review and the other person never reviewed it. So that's why it's just sitting there in this to-do state, or it should be pending, all those kinds of things. So you can go in and see the history, and then it's good, again, that the notes are separate from the task. So at that future point, you can review the description. That's exactly what we want. Or, wow, we're a lot smarter in the future. Actually, I want two sections instead of one section. So you can go ahead and update the description, then use a comment, let everybody know, hey, this task got slightly updated, tweaked, it's going to be better. Let's go ahead and continue building it. As a project manager or as a business owner, you can use comments to gently poke your team. Hey, how's it going on whatever the task is? Or, hey, do we have a sample yet? Or can somebody send me a screenshot of what it looks like so far? Or I'll take a draft. You can do that. Or, you could also poke your team gently. Or you can also ask your team, hey, when do you think you can get to this? And you can do those kinds of things, and you can mix that with your communications tool that you're using for your team. So the comments are a great way to just gently nudge and poke your team to get everything moving forward. Finally, comments can be fun if you use emojis or just positive praise. Great job. That looks awesome. I can't believe this is going to be so exciting when we launch. This is better than I thought it would turn out. All those kinds of positive reinforcement to your team and also to yourself, just to get you happy, the project manager, or if you're really at the business owner level and you have a PM and then you have experts that are doing the actual work, chiming in as the business owner is going to make everybody feel really great when you celebrate all these different tasks. So let's go over some really great descriptions and some not so good descriptions. And then we'll go over some really awesome comments and some not so good comments. And then we'll wrap up. So a good description would be, hey, use brand guide red #1 with 3-pixel border. That's like, wow, very specific. That's telling them, go look it up in the brand guide. We have the exact hex code, the RGB values that we need. We have the exact pixels. So that's great. We're providing all the details. And again, there's going to be several tasks. And if for some reason the red changed, we have our brand guide that has the official red. You don't have to go touch 30 different tasks that each have the wrong red now. So this is really good. It's a great way to use an external reference asset like a brand guide. Another good example of a description would be sort the costumes alphabetically, right? So you're just saying how you want them sorted. You don't want them chronologically. You don't want them grouped. You just want them sorted. So it's real clear, it's brief, it's concise, and it's very helpful to the people that are doing the work. Another example could be grab the logo from our Dropbox logos folder. I'm not attaching the logo. I'm saying it's over there. That team, that worker should have the access to the Dropbox. If not, they can add a comment, but at least on the description, we know the exact logo. And so we know the logo. And what we could do is further have another comment that talks about the exact logo file. That would make it even better. So we're saying, go get the logo from over there. By the way, here's the exact file or the exact style of logo, because many companies may have more than one logo. Another good example is some description so that customers can view course content with one click after purchasing. Now you're adding context, you're adding the real goal. Hey, build our course. You're not just at the atomic level, but you're providing context as to why we need to do this. Another good description example is some piece of text so that customers can view course content with one click after purchasing. This really helps the whole team understand the real goal, not just the functional goal of assembling something, but the real goal, the business goal, and how it all connects. So that's really helpful. Some bad examples is not having a description, just using the title as the task description. Or, hey, Alex, do the first part and I should do the rest. Well, what about if the description is complex and has lots of sections, or somebody adds something to the top of the description? We should just break it out. And then also, we should break out the Alex tasks from the Aisha tasks, so they're separate tasks. Another bad description would be make it look pretty. That's too vague. We need to add more information. Do we want it more colors? Do we want a better layout? Do we want a larger font? All these things would make it a better description. Just saying, make it look pretty. That's not gonna, your results are gonna vary significantly. Another bad description would be do this by this week, right? First of all, when is this week? By the time they look at this task, it might be a totally different week. And secondly, most project management tools already have a due date as a separate field. So now you have the due date in the description and this outer field. Use the due date on the outside so that you can like manage the collection of tasks. You don't want to have to tweak the outside and the inside every time. They're going to definitely diverge and have different values. Now let's go over some good comments. A good comment could be, at Cynthia, check the floral page grammar. So you're giving a comment, Cynthia gets an alert, she can then respond back, yep, I already did, or oh, thank you, and then provide a comment that she did check it. Another good comment would be, is this appearing on production yet? So you're just checking with the team. You want to know that maybe it's in the middle of being built, or maybe it's tested. So you want to know, is it in production? It may not be publicized just yet, but it might be in the production environment. So you can go take a look and see what it looks like in the real field, in the real system. Another comment could be, this rocks. Then you have like an emoji with like heart, happy face. So excited to launch. This is a great comment. It gets everybody excited and pumped that this is moving along. And obviously it's going to show your name. So based on your role, you might have a bigger impact and the team might really get excited. Another good comment could be, hey, the description is missing the coaching URLs. So you're not putting to-dos inside the description. You're just adding a comment that, hey, the description, it could be better. There's something missing to make it exact, to make it accurate about what we're trying to build here. Another good comment could be an automatic one that's done by the system. 622, state change done by Ileana, right? We're letting everybody know, hey, the system is letting everybody know that the tasks change from pending to done, right? Maybe in the future, you'll go back to the comment history and that'll be really useful. Like, oh, it was done, but ooh, we missed something. So it was done, but then we flagged it back to pending when we noticed that we were missing something. Some comments that might not be as useful could be, see notes on Discord. So they're right there, they're in the project management system, and now they got to go to find which chat room, then they got to scroll up and down and find out what it was, right? These notes should just be right in the comments of the task, or just go ahead and update the description. If you could just get everything in one system, that would be ideal, with links out to other shared resources like docs or pages. That's totally fine. But to mix and match comments, emails, Discord, and the task management system, it's not clear what the final description is and what the final comments are. A not so good comment could be, hey, use the rectangular stacked logo. Now, that's pretty cool that we're telling them which logo to use, but that's not a comment. That needs to go in the description as to what it is that they're building. Another not so good comment is, hey, can you sort the items alphabetically? That's a great description. It's also asking a question. If you want it sorted alphabetically, great. Ask for the items sorted. Don't make it a question. Make it a statement, and then move that into the description. Don't add it to the comments, okay? Unless it's truly a question. Hey, what are our different options for sorting the items, right? And then once you come back with the answer, then you add that to the description. Another not so good comment would be, add a chat room for dance. If you need a chat room for dance, that goes in the description, not a comment. Don't just mix it. Add sounds like a boss message or whatever. That could happen. If you need a chat room, let's go ahead and add it to the description. Don't leave it in the comments. It'll get lost. They're not always looking there. When everything is done and said, we need clear details in the description. And then comments can help on the how this task is going to get done, or the status of this task. If you want to level up, use the descriptions for the what to do and use the comments for the work process, the how it's done. Okay, descriptions for the what, comments for the how. Let's summarize. Here are the top things you need to know. So you're using a project management tool, cool. There's a title and there's a description. The title summarizes it eloquently in a few words. Description is exactly what you want built. Then you have the comments that are, think of it as a stream of information bumping you so that you can create this right description and get this status done, get this task done. And ultimately, it will go from to do to done. And use the comments for questions, alerts, history, and just to make the work more fun. Remember to have all the details required for the work inside the description. Don't sit in comments. Try not to have it in your chat rooms. Get everything in your description. And if you need to, you can link out to common resources, other docs, other images, other URLs. That's all cool. But try to have everything required with all the details in the description. It could be short, it doesn't have to be really long, but the description is self-contained and has everything the person needs to do the work. So now you're a lot smarter on project management and how to set up your task titles, descriptions, and comments. What might be a good idea is to have a little cheat sheet for your team so you can help them know how to best use your project management tool. To learn more, check out the info and links in the notes. If you're loving this stuff, subscribe to keep leveling up your creative business. And if you need any tech help with your courses, community, or teacher website, visit www.rtcourseexperts.com. Thanks for hanging out. Let's stay in touch.